If you want to get in contact with me, the best way to do it is on Instagram. If you just want to say what up, if you want to tell me you love my videos, you can tell me that you hate my videos, but the best way to do that is on Instagram. Peace, y'all. Jonny Fastlane here. So, Lil Yachty gets into a fight at Rolling Loud, and Machine Gun Kelly confronts Adam22. Plus, Lil Pump changes his ways in honor of Juice WRLD. Let's talk hip-hop. Alright, so that was a little clip from a video of Lil Yachty and his team. They were backstage at Rolling Loud and some dude just kind of like jumped in their space, right? And it's crazy because how did this guy get so close to Yachty and his peoples anyway when Yachty has people to keep people like that away from him, right? And the same thing that I always say, right? When you are a rapper, you don't know what this person is coming at me for, right? Like you could, like my videos, you could like what I say, you could like my opinion, you could just want to debate with me about hip hop, So, and you know me, you know Jonny Fastlane, and you're like, oh, that's Jonny Fastlane, let me ask him about this, so let me approach him about that, right? Me, on the other hand, I don't know nobody, right? Like, I don't know if you're an enemy, if you are my biggest fan, if you like, yo, my kids showed me your stuff and I think it's cool, like, I don't know, right? So of course, if you're approaching somebody that like that, they're gonna kind of be like, yo, back up, get the fuck out my face type thing, right? Anyway, so the dude kept on in Yachty's face and his crew's face, and they ended up having to beat him up. Like first, one of Yachty's people, probably his security guard, like put hands on him, right? And then everybody jumped on him. He ended up curled up by a tree, looking like a fool, getting kicked and kicked and kicked, and then, they just walked off. But the dude wasn't like hurt or anything. He didn't get knocked out or anything like that, because after that, he got right back up and was like, yo, Yachty, bro, and then took off his hoodie like he was about to do something, but by that time, they had already like walked off, right? But Lil Yachty, this surprised me because I like Yachty, right? And he's usually like the type of person to not really get into all the clout chasing and all the arguing and beefing with other rappers on social media and just doing a bunch of crazy stuff. Like you don't see that happening with Yachty, right? He usually tries to keep it cool and chill, right? And that's because of his image. He wants, to have kind of like that Nick Cannon kind of image a little bit, but whatever, right? But Yachty actually put out a video responding to everything that happened.
Hello. I'm making this video because there was an altercation at a service room last night, and I feel the need to speak on it because clearly it's only showing one half of the altercation. So, basically last night as I was leaving out the festival, a guy walked in the middle of my group of people and pushed me, like not tapped me, like pushed me out the way, screaming and all type of stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like being very disrespectful. And so we said, something like, are you, say, you need to say excuse me. And he's like, fuck that, he's just being blatantly disrespectful in my face and causing a scene, you know what I'm saying? And from after that, it doesn't show any of that. And I don't really appreciate that. I think that's kind of corny. Then, it looks like we're just picking a fight. I'm not a problematic person. I don't just pick fights with people. I don't really, it's not really my thing. Not that deep to me. But I just thought I'd make this video.
Alright, so the person that was filming seems to be like they were the friend of the person that was getting beat up. Because when the person that was getting beat up stood back up and took off his hoodie and everything like that, he said to the dude, yo, let me see your phone, bro. Let me see your phone. Like he wanted to make a phone call or something, but his friend was just still recording him talking about, let me see your phone. And he's trying to reach for the damn phone that he's being recorded with, right? So, of course, to Lil Yachty's point, he says that he doesn't like the way that this whole thing was being filmed, and that of course they didn't show the beginning part where of course Lil Yachty was approached by this guy when the guy pushed Yachty and started screaming and everything like that, right? And that just goes to show you that, yeah, the person that was getting all in your face had somebody off to the side recording the whole altercation in the first place, so that of course they cut that part out, and also they probably wanted to record it because they wanted to chase clout, put it on social media, yo, look at what we did to Lil Yachty and all that stuff like that, right? So again, you know, it's sad to see, you know, rappers or their entourage like beating up on like random people. But in this case, man, Lil Yachty and his crew was absolutely right. Like, you ain't finna get no points off of me trying to approach me like that, my nigga. Like, yo, I'm still a human, and guess what? You got the right one today. You know what I'm saying? But let me know what y'all think about this in the comments.
MGK, what's up?
Oh my god. Come on, MGK, say something.
You trying to give me a handshake or something? I'm not sure. That was unique. That was wild.
So day 2 of Rolling Loud, right? And it's getting crazier and crazier, right? So yesterday, Whack 100 got into it with Nipsey Hussle's bodyguard. Also, Lil Yachty got into it with some random person backstage. And then here we go again, right? So backstage, Adam22 is interviewing a bunch of rappers, right? And that's what he does, right? And it's cool because a lot of these rappers also know Adam22 and they want to be interviewed by Adam22, right? So he has this whole thing set up. He's standing there, he's talking to somebody, he has the microphone. The dude that he's talking to, like, I don't know if that's like a skateboarder or it could just be like one of Adam22's friends, right? But of course, anytime you get like a bunch of rappers under the same roof, stuff is gonna happen, right? So of course, Machine Gun Kelly is a well-known rapper, celebrity, so he makes his way through all the security and everything like that. And I guess Adam22's crew kind of thought that Machine Gun Kelly was gonna come up there so that Adam22 could ask him like a couple questions or whatever like that, right? And nothing too crazy or too hard, maybe like a 2 or 3 minute interview, you know, hey, you know, how many Rolling Louds have you been to? How do you feel about Juice WRLD passing? You know, stuff like that, right? I'm sure Adam22 wasn't gonna ask Machine Gun Kelly about, you know, what do you think about Donald Trump's new immigration policy or whatever, right? So, you know, Machine Gun Kelly walks up there and then, you know, Adam22's like, yo, MGK, and then Machine Gun Kelly like slaps the microphone out of Adam22's hand, right? But it wasn't hard. It's not like he slapped it on the floor or anything like that, but he definitely slapped it away like, I ain't trying to talk to you or whatever like that, right? And just walks off. So I guess Machine Gun Kelly wanted Adam22 to know that he don't mess with him like that, right? And then I'm sitting here thinking like, why in the hell is Machine Gun Kelly so mad at Adam22? Then you see that Adam22 was like, was he trying to give me a handshake or something? That was weird, right? That was strange, but the whole situation is, I guess Machine Gun Kelly is upset at Adam22 because of Adam22's, I guess, comments about Machine Gun Kelly versus Eminem last year, right? So Adam22 did put out a video, and here's the thing, right? Adam22 does what I do, right? You might do a video talking about, you know, Machine Gun Kelly versus Eminem, right? And then for Adam22's point of view, if he feels like Eminem beat Machine Gun Kelly, he's gonna say that, right? He's not saying fuck Machine Gun Kelly. He ain't saying Machine Gun Kelly stinks. He ain't saying Machine Gun Kelly's not a good father, right? He's just saying that Eminem got the best of you on this song, right? And it's his opinion, right? So yeah, Adam22 did do a video, but the title of the video I think is probably what got Machine Gun Kelly upset, because the title of the video says Eminem mutilated Machine Gun Kelly, right? And it's just funny, but of course Adam22 gave it that title because he wanted people to click on it, and it's not, I wouldn't say clickbait, but definitely a provocative title to make people go, whoa, Adam22 said some strong words there, mutilated, let's see what he's talking about, right? And I guess Machine Gun Kelly didn't appreciate it, but if you watch the video though, it's a 13-minute video on YouTube, and the video is very objective, I think, and Adam22 admits in the beginning of the video that he really hasn't messed with any of Eminem's music ever since White America came out, but he says that he did get the best of Machine Gun Kelly in a rap battle, right? And Machine Gun Kelly is not here for it, right? I guess it's cool, man. At least, you know, they didn't start fighting and nothing like that. I can't see Machine Gun Kelly really trying to fight Adam22, but then again, Machine Gun Kelly is a wild boy, right? Call him Steve-O, right? But anyway, let me know what y'all think about this in the comments. Alright, so unpopular opinion, right? I really like Lil Pump, right? I know he's not Kendrick Lamar or J. Cole. He's not your lyricist. He ain't gonna bar you to death. He ain't gonna go up to Funk Flex. He ain't gonna do none of that, right? And he's also gonna make pretty ignorant music. But I like it because it's funny, it's fun, and all the time I don't want to sit down and be like, yo, yeah, man, the black community, you know what I'm saying? Damn, we gotta do better, these police. Like, I don't always want to listen to that or be reminded of it, right? Sometimes I just want to be like, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang. Got a bitch named Gucci. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you got to do that too, right? And that's where Lil Pump works for me, right? But anyway, so Lil Pump has this one song, it's called Drug Addicts, right? And I don't know if y'all remember it. Of course, Smoke Perp was in the video, but more importantly, Charlie Sheen was in the video. They were like in a hospital, and Charlie Sheen was there, and he's on the hospital bed dancing around looking crazy. Lil Pump is like, my whole crew full of drug addicts, you know, and it's cool. And they talking about popping all kinds of pills and Percocet and Molly and Zans and all kind of crazy stuff, right? Because and drinking leans and popping seals. And I promise you, Lil Pump ain't talking about being a drug addict in the sense of smoking weed, right? Even though they were smoking mad weed in the video too. I mean, it was an ignorant ass video with Charlie Sheen in it, and they was in the hospital, and it was like all of them was like overdosing on drugs, and that's why they was in the hospital. It was funny as hell, right? But anyway, given, you know, recent things that happened, like where Juice WRLD really did have a seizure and overdose on Percocet pills, Lil Pump actually decided to remove that song from his list of songs that he's performing at Rolling Loud, right? So he's still performing everything. And I mean, you know, Gucci Gang and, you know, Escada and all these other songs. The song with Lil Wayne, Everybody Wanna Be Like Me. Everybody wanna be like me. You know what I'm saying? He probably performed that song with Kanye. You're such a fucking hoe. I love it. He probably performed all of that, but he didn't perform, you know, Drug Addicts because of that whole situation, right? And that's cool, right? So I think that it's a huge wake-up call, right? We already lost Lil Peep, right? And Lil Peep, he's from New York. He's from Long Island, but he wasn't that big of a rapper when he died. He was still up and coming, right? We lost Mac Miller. Mac Miller was a big artist when he died, but he's still a hip hop rapper, but he was in a different kind of genre. He's more like a Anderson .Paak, Mac Miller, like grassroots kind of rapper, right? He wasn't like a pop rapper, hip hop, right? But then we lose Juice WRLD, and he's like one of the really most popular rappers who had like a #1 hit and who sold, you know, a bunch of records and went multi-platinum. Plus, he was like one of the face of the new school, right? He overdosed on drugs too, and I think that kind of gave everybody a wake-up call, like, whoa, maybe we shouldn't glorify this thing, right? Because we really lost Juice WRLD out this motherfucker, right? Which is a huge tragedy, right? So I think that they're getting it slowly but surely, and I think it's cool. It's a nice gesture that Lil Pump did, and hopefully he could continue that. Trippie Redd also said that he quit drugs too, unless it's weed. He said, we turning up on weed and water, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's cool, and just hopefully this thing continues, right? But let me know what y'all think about this and everything else in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification bell and follow me at Jonny Fastlane on Instagram, and y'all already know what to do. Peace.